welcome to my kitchen, and today we're going to do some canning. What you see before you is my attempt to clean out my freezers. Okay, gardening season is coming. It's coming very quickly, in fact, and when that happens, it's time to take an inventory of what you have in your freezer. These jalapenos have been in my freezer since last year, and the year before, I think.
Before that, they came out of our garden.
That's right. These I grew all of these jalapenos. I've had 2 bumper crops in a row. I've been using them as I can, and I have been saving them with the intention of candying them, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So I went through the freezer, I pulled out every bag of jalapenos I could find, and then there are still peppers in my freezer, just not jalapenos. So when my friend Cat's Cradle calls me the pepper queen, she really isn't kidding. So we've got our setup here. I have this. We're going to see how much we can bite off here today. And I'm going to show you my setup, and then I'm going to get started. I have a colander in my sink. I have a bowl in my scale over here so I can measure. I have my granulated sugar, my golden syrup, my water, apple cider vinegar, and I have my rings and lids in a pot ready to bring to a slight simmer. I have my stock pot that I'm going to prepare the candied peppers in, and my canning pot, which I have filled a little over halfway with water, and we'll start bringing that to a boil, and my jar lifter, and I've got my knife and my burpee tool and all of that. So what I'm going to do,
over here.
Oh yeah, that's over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start to prep my jalapenos. I'm going to top and tail them, I'm going to slice them, and then I'm going to put them in the colander, and then we'll come back and we'll start to make a batch. I'm probably going to do more than one batch. I only washed and sterilized so far 2 dozen jelly jars, so those are 1-cup jars, and that's where we're going to start. I'm not going to do more than that today. If I end up having more than that, then we'll go from there, but I don't think I will. So let me get these peppers underway, and we'll be back and we'll show you what happens next. I just wanted to show I am wearing gloves because I am cutting up a ridiculous amount of peppers, okay? And if you're cutting up a pepper, like a jalapeno, and you're just doing one and you're used to it, then that's great. I am not crazy enough to do this whole bunch of peppers barehanded. You'll also notice that mine are icy. I put this in a bowl of cool water. They were frozen right out of the freezer, and they're easier to they're easier to slice that way. But then you still have to be very, very choosy. Since we're going to be canning these, like this one, while I may not have a problem putting that in a stew or like in something I'm going to cook, because it was on the vine a little bit long, I'm not going to use this in my canning because that could lead to other problems. I'm just cutting the tops off, and keeping them in this bowl of cold water is allowing me to get rid of some of the ice crystals, but they're staying frozen a bit longer. And it's also helping me to rinse off any other organic materials such as leaves or stems that may have, come loose. Because when I freeze these, I pull them out of the garden, I bring them right inside, I rinse them and really well, and then I pop them in a Ziploc bag fast, and I put them right in the freezer, and then I kind of flash freeze them, and they stay beautiful for a very long time. I do the same thing with my bell peppers. I don't do anything to them except rinse them and pop them in a bag, and I freeze them really fast. And then when I need bell peppers for something, I can just pull a bag of peppers out of my freezer. I can select the number of peppers that I need. Now see, this has a little soft spot in it. I'm going to discard this entire pepper because I don't want anything to happen. And then I can just return the bag back to the freezer, and it's all good. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to continue cutting these up until I have the amount I need, and then we'll move on. Okay, we're ready to proceed, and what I did was I I put my bowl on my scale and I measured out 3 pounds of sliced jalapenos. And that's where we're going to start. This is our first batch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the candying syrup. And to do that, we're going to use 4 cups of apple cider vinegar, 2 cups of water, and this is a candied jalapeno, so I don't want you all to gasp. We're going to use 6 cups of sugar, so I have 6 cups of liquid.
And you don't eat the whole 4 bags by yourself, so.
And we're going to use 6 cups of sugar. And there's 6. Now, because we want to avoid crystallization, I'm going to add approximately a cup of golden syrup. And you can use corn syrup, brown rice syrup, whatever you like. But I like this as pure cane syrup. So if you have the opportunity to use this, then I highly suggest that you do it. This is going to help avoid crystallization. Really? And you want to use about a cup. So I'm going to, it is, I love golden syrup. It's delicious. Okay. Now I'm going to grab a metal spoon and I'm going to give this a stir. And I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. And when that happens, we'll be right back. Okay, our syrup has come to a boil and we're going to go ahead and drop in our jalapenos. Now, what's going to happen next is this is going to cool down that syrup that we just brought to a boil. But we want to wait for it to come back to a boil. Boil it for 2 minutes. And then we're going to turn it off. And we're going to allow the jalapenos to sit in the syrup for 15 minutes. So, again, bring this to a boil after you put the peppers in there. Then let it boil for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, turn it off and let it sit for 15 minutes, and then you can commence to canning them. So, that's what we're going to do, and we'll be back when it's time to can some of these up. Okay, I have gone ahead and I've already canned a batch up, and I am at the end of my second batch, and I'm just topping this jar off. I'm going to do one more jar after this one. And, of course, you go through all of the regular procedures. You wipe it with a clean paper towel that is moistened a bit, and then you grab your jar lifter. You put a hot lid and a hot ring on there, and into the canner it goes, wherever you can find room for it. Okay. Okay, I finished, and I actually did get another whole jar out of that after I left you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just jar up some of this syrup. And I've put a sieve on top of my canning funnel just to catch any errant seeds that may be in there. Because when I can this syrup, I want to try and at least can it as cleanly as possible so that it's clear. It's not going to be a big deal if there's a seed here or there, I promise you. But just because that's how I want to do it. And I figure there's less of a chance of anything growing in there if there's no seeds in it, you know. But there's a couple of seeds in there, but these are going to have to sit off to the side. And I'm going to find some more jars so that I can can up this in here because I don't want it to go to waste. I'm going to go ahead and can these up. These are going to be brought to a boil, and then they're going to be they're going to be processed for 10 minutes. And then I'll bring you back when they're ready to come out. I am just finishing up removing these from the canner, and I have 19 pints of these, and then I have 4 pints, 19 half pints, sorry, and then I have 4 full pints.
One pinged already, did you hear it?
Oh, they've been pinging.
Oh, okay. I see.
So, and then I have 4 pints and 1 half pint of jalapeno syrup. Then I'm gonna just stick in my canner and can that up, and then I'll be done. So that's a great thing. I'll have to add a little more water in there, but it's all good. All right, and then I wanted to share with you how we like to enjoy this, but the possibilities are really kind of endless if you think about it. Let me move my light. When you open up a jar, and this is just what was left after I finished jarring everything up. And I have a half a brick of cream cheese here, and I just piled it on top. Now, there is nothing better, and I'm so not kidding. This smeared on a cracker, like that. You can get a little bit of that syrup in there. This is a delicious, sweet, and spicy treat. And it's creamy from the cream cheese. There you go, babe. He's been waiting. What do you think? He can't talk. It's so delicious.
Mouth was full. That's so good.
So, but you know what? Put this on a pulled pork sandwich or on a barbecue chicken sandwich, or you know what? Just open it up and enjoy them.
Yeah, so good.
Oh man, that's delicious. It's a perfect answer to a freezer full of jalapenos that you've been collecting. Eat them. Don't collect them. We'll easily be able to give some of these away. I could take them to the farmer's market and sell them if I wanted to. But there's a great idea for you. Candied jalapenos, super easy. Water bath canned. At the end of the day, you have a fabulous number of little jars that you can share or hoard. You decide. I hope you try them. I hope you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Google Plus and Blogger. I have a blog over there, and you can take a look at that. You can subscribe to that feed as well. And don't forget that every recipe that you see me do here on YouTube, with the exception of a few earlier ones, you can access all of the recipes over on my website, noreenskitchen.com, where you will find printer-friendly versions of those recipes so you can print them out and keep them for your own. So, I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!